shining up a prize steer for showing. 18-year-old Marley Patterson, a Greenbrier County native, says that she's been raising this young bull named Brutus since he was a calf. And while she's hoping for a blue ribbon, Patterson says the real winners here are the fairgoers who take the time to learn something about farming.
It's super important. I mean, a lot of your food comes from these animals. It's just a lot of work. A lot of people don't understand the hard work you put into them. But if you come and watch us, you can see how it's hard work, and it means a lot to us.
And the outgoing West Virginia president of the Future Farmers of America agrees. The State Fair of West Virginia gives the general public an up-close glimpse into the grit it takes to be a farmer.
Not necessarily in this state, but more so in the country. We've got really far away from what a fair is. You know, people think of the fair as carnivals and fried food and other things, but really fairs, state fair, this is a chance for the public and for consumers to see where their food comes from, where it was made and how it was processed from, farm to table standpoint. This is where people can see what real livestock are, what real farmers are, and how that really ends up coming to them as a consumer.
And there is a special place inside these fairgrounds where the youngest people attending the fair learn about the farm to food chain. It unfolds inside the Heritage Pavilion. One parent we spoke with crosses state lines to get here so that her children can see firsthand the origins of what they eat.
I think the reason we enjoy the fair so much is that we get to learn where our food comes from, that it's not just something you find in the grocery store, that it has it comes from a farm, you grow it, you cultivate it, and there's real resources that are right here in our backyards that we can use to nourish ourselves. And that's what I like about this fair, is that my daughter gets to learn where her food originates from.
While some things about farming remain unchanged over generations, one of the big changes in modern times is where you can farm. A spokesperson for the West Virginia Conservation Districts says you no longer have to own hundreds and hundreds of acres of land to be a farmer. Urban farmers are taking root in cities across the Mountain State, and what they're producing is welcome right here at the State Fair of West Virginia.
The State Fair next year is 100 years old, and it's always been about agriculture. It's always been about what people have done and showcase and how proud they are of, look what I made or what I grew.
Martin, as always, thank you so much. And of course, we'll be live again today at the State Fair too.